Hello creatives, welcome to Artist Star. My name is Beth and I'm at the gallery today for the Zodiac series. This reading is for Cancer, whose correlating major arcana card is the Chariot. This is the artist card here to represent you as the open vessel, ready to receive whatever source can draw from the well of infinite creativity. So Cancerians, this is a spread called In the Spotlight. So in this first row here, this is what we're going to ask, where should I focus my creative energy at this time? We're going to use the Creativity Oracle for that. And then the second row, we're going to ask, how best should I integrate this information into my craft? And for that, we're going to use the Soul's Journey. Then in the third row, with the Spirit Messengers card, we're going to ask, what underlying misconception needs to be revisited or visited? Can often hold the key as to getting the most out of this reading. So then we'll follow up with the cards of truth, and then for a little more clarity, the Lenormand cards. And last but not least, we are going to use the starseed cards and the astrology dice, and we're going to ask, what else would Source have you know? All right, so let's get started and see what this first row has for you. And just as remind you, where should I focus my creative energy at this time? Interesting card here. Oh, let go. Got the number 53, which reduces to an 8. And it says, what, if anything, can be done to let go of what is standing in your way? Ooh, you've got like this psychedelic butterfly here with a skeleton coming out of it. It's so Grateful Dead, isn't it? Makes me want to go listen to some. Then you've got this bird. You've got these two people just kind of sending it off. Letting go. You've got these tombstones, gravestones up here. A bridge. Letting go. What, if anything, can be done to let go of what is standing in your way? So I'm going to put that face down and we'll remember letting go. What are we in need of letting go? So let's look at the cards of truth. The Three of Clubs. So this is the Big Thinker card, right? It is rethinking what you know. It is letting go of something, moving away from it, something that you've held dear that has actually served you. But now it is time for an upgrade. So it is something to learn, something to educate yourself about. It is something intellectual, like taking a class or reading a book, or in some way getting some education about something. It is, well, having a dialogue, because it's also about communications, right? So, yeah, having dialogue and collaborating maybe on something. It's a test of your knowledge. And it is having a willingness to share. All good stuff. And it's also Mars energy, so that's action-oriented. And you can often think of this as that, like a lucky clover, like a three-sided clover, I guess. Well, 4 is actually the lucky one, but this is also thought of as clover energy, which is good energy. And it also has the connotations of the Strength card. That's the correlating major arcana in the tarot, is the Strength card. So that's great too. So you've got the strength, you've got the willingness, you know you're going to be moving forward, something to share, something to educate yourself about. But what is it that needs to be let go of? Well, let's take a look at the Lenormand card. So this is the garden card. This is where you're comfortable with your peeps. This is where you relax, where you share, where you are with like-minded people. So ties into that 3, doesn't it? I mean, it almost says everything that the 3 is saying, except that this is where you and with who you're comfortable. So this is where you need to focus your energy. There is something about this that needs to transform into something bigger, more useful for you. All right, so knowing that there's some shift that needs to happen, something that's going to be let go of because it has served its use or usefulness and gleaned from it what you could, and now it's time to reach out and absorb something bigger. Nice. All right, second row. How best should I integrate this information into my craft? Happiness. Yay. Okay, what makes you happy? That's great. I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. Well, for sure, right? What feels right? Cancer, you understand this. You are a very intuitive sign. Moon-led, which is really lovely, and just in touch with that bigger picture of a cardinal sign where you know what needs to happen next to get to the end goal. You see the end and then you find your path in getting there. Very nice. Excuse me. So let's see. Oh, we've got the 7 of spades in reverse. This is interesting that it would be in reverse. 7s are tower moments, so in reverse it is not quite now. So tower moment that's been put on hold. This is physical and mental remedies and cures. Here, it's telling you to let go. Here, it's saying that there'll be some delay, that there is, popped into my head, another shoe to be dropped before you know in which direction or what to eliminate, because 7s are all about eliminations. So it also encompasses Saturn, which is that lessons learned the hard way, that grounded, really structural, sober happenings in your life. All right. So it could be that what needs to happen for you here is time to feel the happiness and to not be stuck in that victim mode. It's easy for a 7 to get stuck in that mode because it's not an easy card to live. You are being challenged with things happening, leaving, eliminating, whether you like it or not. That's the life of a 7. All 7s, and the 7 of spades is all about remedies and cures, mental and physical. So finding that happiness is definitely in that ballpark. So we got to figure out, hopefully we'll figure out how you need to take this and integrate it into your craft, knowing that there's going to be something of a delay in the letting go. So maybe it's going to take a little while to figure out what's next. And before you can really figure that out, whatever it is that you're letting go is going to be a big part of that decision making. So it'll probably be that this is what's going to reveal itself first through your meter of what feels happy. You'll know what to let go of. That will tip the balance, tip the scales, and you will know. You'll feel it. Let's look at the Lenormand card. You got the House. So this could be 2 or 3 different things. This could also mean where you have your comfort, your hearth and home. But it can also mean you, right? So it is, well, I'll read it because I might as well. It says it best. A stately house beyond the gate bestows stability upon your fate. In love and play, your chance to win depends on how you first begin. Right? So you've got some thinking to do here. This thinking about what is needing to be let go. And you do your thinking through your feeling. So pay attention to the moons. Know at this time what the moon's doing in your sign, where it is, what you should be looking at, what feels right, what makes you happy, what's not making you happy. And that is where you will need, where you'll see what needs to be eliminated. And that is where you'll begin. When that elimination process happens, that love, that play, your chance to win, that is where your stability will begin. Okay. Let's see what the third row holds for you. This one is what underlying misconception needs to be visited. So we're doing that with the Spirit Messages cards, and it often holds the key to the rest of the reading. Self-sabotage. Very interesting here. That is such a happiness and spade thing to have happen here, because self-sabotage, you know, oftentimes just don't know you're doing it. So let's read it here. When you learn to get out of your own way, there will be no stopping you. Most of the time, it's not others who prevent you from achieving your true goals. It's that inner voice that derails those carefully woven plans. Yeah, I can really see where this totally fits in to the 7 of Spades. So your happiness is going to depend, and the success of this letting go and letting something more brilliant come through for you has to do with your willingness to not get trapped in that or derailed from that inner voice. So have your antenna up for that, Cancerians. You know when that self-criticism and the naysayer within is having a word, having a moment, then listen, of course, because that is part of you. And oftentimes that part has incredibly valuable things to share, because it shows you the root of whatever it is, right? You can pull that thread and you can get there, you can understand it, and you can bring it into the fold, if you will, within, and you'll be able to give it a big hug and just be kind and gentle and just use it to better yourself with. You're so good at doing this, Cancerians, because you are that chariot, right? And you know exactly how to drive that team, that light angel, the dark angel, the daimon, the fortune, and you'll be able to know exactly whose voice is speaking, who you're listening to. You are, as I said earlier, that cardinal sign that can see the bigger picture. You feel it. So you will know. All right. Self-sabotage. Getting in the way of that happiness. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see what the cards of truth have to say. Oh, my goodness. It's the epiphany. Yes. Finding that value. You. This is the sun sign. This is the foundation of what you hold value in. This is sun energy. It's earth energy with the diamond suit. It is, oh my gosh, just time to start an opportunity to discover, attaining new worth, figuring it out, having it come to you. It is here. It just plops in your lap. You get it. Just beautiful. So it is a revelation. It's also a validation. Okay? So it's you understanding, highly intuitive understanding, that the search of an outward value of anything reflects your inward value of self. What you want says something about you. Wow. Cancer, this is exciting. This is pretty big. This is you really figuring out a piece of this voice that gets in the way. It's valuable. Don't misunderstand that. It is very valuable. There is a lot of juicy energy in figuring out a piece of the puzzle this big. This big. Wow. All right, let's see what the Lenormand cards have. So it's a letter. It's the letter in reverse. This is in right side up. It's receiving information by surprise. It's in reverse, so it speaks of it taking a bit of time. It's not going to show up in your inbox tomorrow. And these cards are old when they were made. So the only form of communication was letter writing at the time. But just think of all of the ways of communicating now. And doesn't this just speak to communicating, intellectually pursuing new ideas and thoughts, collaborating in your comforty environment with your friends, your peeps, your trusted people. And there's nothing here that says you cannot trust who is in this garden with you, including yourself. The only issue in this reading is you understanding that there is still some need to self-sabotage. And you will figure that out. That voice will become clear to you. No, don't mistake it. It is here. Your happiness will be that meter of telling you when it feels right, it's the right thing. And it will be the right thing to let go, right? What, if anything, can be done to let go of what is standing in your way? Check that happy meter. That will be your first clue. Okay, wow. Very, very nice. What an opportunity you have here. Okay, so last but not least, what else would Source have you know? We're going to use the dice to figure out a little more pinpointed in what direction this reading, this communication, right, to you, that Source would share. All right, just going to feel my way through here. I like this one right here. Stillness. Yeah, take a moment, feel it. Stillness, that happiness meter. Reflect on this moment with love, kindness, and compassion. Thank you for reminding me of that, right? Always, always treat yourself. Whatever comes up for you, it's a moment to reflect on love, kindness, and compassion for yourself and everyone else. In this instance, with what it's saying, it's you. So remember not to be too hard on yourself when you get this part figured out. Look at it with curiosity, because that's where you'll be in that comfort zone of really being able to make the most of whatever information comes your way. All right, let's look at what we get for the astrology dice. What house, what planet, what sign are we looking at? All right, so we have Gemini. That's being open to seeing things from two different perspectives, part of the same, but having that conversation within, understanding that there are many parts and that's okay. Then we get the Sun, which is you. Beautiful. Love to see this here because it's this big opportunity for you. It is a big opportunity for you to just really understand the beauty of you, that we're all parts and parcels, right? And now you get to have the opportunity to dissolve one that is just going to bring such amazing amounts of energy for you to zap into your art. And the 11th house. I love this. This is the house of friends, your hopes, your wishes. It is just a beautiful place. It's the ruler of this house is Aquarius, and it is just this best, far-reaching, far-seeing Aquarians are. So you really couldn't get a better read here. And as always, Cancerians, check to see what's in your sun sign. What other planets are there with you? And Gemini is one of your neighbors, so check and see what is there. And listen to what comes your way. You'll need that stillness to really sort it through. But your key here, your key is your happiness meter. So that will guide you. This is just really very lovely and reassuring. Be sure to stay in that loving kindness. All right? Okay. Well, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you. And yeah, happy creating and best of luck to you. I'll see you next month.